Alright, welcome back again, folks. It's Sleepless Host, and you guessed it, another portion of the show. Welcome back, my friends and feather YouTube addictive junkies. What are we doing today? We've got the Taylor 714 CE on the old chopping block today. And talked to the owner. He wants the setup done on this guitar. We're going to do a $100 setup on it. That's no fret work. Unless we run into having to do single fret work. And that's $15 a fret. Anyway, we'll worry about that when we get to it. He wanted me to tune this guitar up. It's all tuned down now. And he wanted me to tune it up and play it the 6th string at the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 10th fret. I think that's what he said. But I'm going to check all of them. From the 5th fret down to the 10th or 12th, and see if we really got rid of that buzz. I guess it just wore him out, man. It was really on his nerves trying to find that buzz, track it down. He took everything in the guitar out except one little body sensor that's just on this front. There's a brace comes right across right there between the sound hole and the neck, and that body sensor is made into that brace somewhere. I don't know what we're going to get into on that. We've got to take all the strings off after we do the sound test and figure out how we can get that body sensor out of there. So bring it back when I get it tuned up, and we'll try to make see if that buzz is really gone or not when you note those notes that he talked about. Then we'll rip the strings off and go inside. I want to look at the braces back here today too. Now, I looked at them briefly with the small mirror. I want to put a big mirror in there and a light and really go over. And I'll bring you along for the ride. Hold on. Let's do it! Alright, I think I got it up to pitch here now. Man, this guitar vibrates all over when you play it. He wanted me to note, I think he said the 6th string on the 5th fret. I'm hoping the key's near to the camera, so that seems like that's the loudest place I was hearing that buzz. I'm not hearing it. 6th fret, 7, 8, 9th fret. I hear a little buzz there, but it's not the same one. That's probably buzzing on this hump right here at the body joint. That's not the same buzz I was hearing before. It's only on that one fret so far. 10th fret. This is one of those guitars that just vibrates so much, man. If there's anything loose on it, you're going to hear it. And that vibration is energy being lost. You don't want that. I got a video about that. I'd highly encourage y'all to go back and watch some of my older videos if you haven't yet. A ton of information there on everything. And the 12th fret. There again, I hear something. It could be the other strings because the way the guitar vibrates so vigorously. I think he said the 5th, 7th, 9th, and 10th. And I'm hitting it pretty good there too. He plays finger style, so maybe I should just do it like this. You get a lot more bassier response with the flesh of the fingers. fret. And I'm holding the keys right up to the camera mic. 12th fret. I honestly think that buzz is history. I do believe it is. Tell you something I do want to check here before I take the strings off of it. I don't think we talked about this. Is see what gauge strings these are. 0. You know what that said on thousandths. Just to get an idea of what he's got on it. It's like a 52. $11 to 52s. Yeah. 11 52s. I don't know what brand that is. Doesn't matter. I'm going to take all the strings off now. We're going to look around inside of the braces and check out that body sensor. See about getting that thing out of there. So hold on. I'll bring you back when I get all the strings off. And a bowl to put parts in. Hold on. Here's a look at the X bracing system. And it is thin. Look at that. It's scalloped. I already looked through all the braces while you were away. And they all look good, man. They look fine. Nothing wrong with those braces. I don't see any loose braces. Of course, you'd hear them, you know, if you tapped on the guitar. That's a mirror laying in there, by the way, looking back up at the bridge plate and the X brace. I done scooted it around. Checked all the braces, the finger braces, the voicing bars, everything's tight. This is always good. Now that pickup, right there it is. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit on that. See, it's made right into, it's not made into the brace, but it's probably glued in there. And there is a wire, if you can see the wire in the very center of your screen. It's a black wire, it's going right up into the fretboard. I mean, really, Taylor, come on, man. So the owner maybe was right about a sensor or part of the pickup being in the neck. There's definitely a wire. That wire right there is going up into the fretboard. There's the bolt. You can see it helps support the neck. Taylor is so known for. So let's see right now. Let's work on getting that thing right there, that body sensor, out of the way. Oh yeah. There's a crack in the fretboard too. He wants me to fill that with CA glue and dust. I don't know if you can see it there. It comes up 1, 2, 3, comes up to that fret right there and stops. Yeah, I think maybe, yeah, you can see it. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of, what is that? That's ebony. Sprinkle a little bit of ebony dust on that. Drop a little CA into it. And I feel it as best we can. Wish me luck. I'm going in. Set that light over here on the opposite side of where I'm working at. And I can't see a thing. There we go. I want to try to take a little thin screwdriver and just a flat screwdriver. Looks like it's got tar on it. Maybe that's THC. I don't know. I don't try to get it right under the end of that. Boy, it's going to be tough, man. Looking into a mirror, working upside down. I should be able to, if I can get the screwdriver under it, if I can even find it. There we go, I think. Yeah, I got it loose, but the wires, there's something still. Yeah, that other wire that goes into the, it's going right up into the neck, man. You can really see that now that I got this out of the way. Wow. You know, it wouldn't be worth taking the neck off just to get that wire out of there. The buzz is gone, so the pickup sensor in the neck, obviously it has something in the neck or the heel, and that wire right there goes to it. Now, well, I think what I'm going to do is just clip it off, because he said he wasn't going to put the electronics back into the guitar ever. So, you know, it wouldn't be worth the amount of money to go in there, to take the neck off and go in there, you know, just to get rid of that. Woo! Only at the house. Maybe I should leave a little bit of that. Holy shit. I can't get a hold of it, man. And there we go. There's what it looks like. That's the body sensor. Kind of rough looking. Almost looks like a piezo pickup. A whole lot. And then this was the wire that went into the fretboard, the neck of all places. And this plug, I guess, or plugs rather, hooked up to the other electronics. I'll throw that in the case. He might want to do something with it down the road. Alright, I want to see if I get any damage to the wood. Hopefully it came away clean. Didn't hurt the wood any or the brace. Oh yeah, man, perfect. Absolutely perfect. I'll bring you over here and get you and show you a shot of that now. Hold on. There you can see where the pickup sensor was. And the wire that goes up into there's where the pickup sensor was in that brace. And the wire that goes up into the fretboard. That's what it looks like. I left a little bit hang out there in case he wants to experiment with that sensor or not. That'll never cause vibration. That won't hurt anything. The wire sticking out like that. I mean, what are you going to do, man? Is it really worth taking the neck off to get rid of that? I think it'll be okay. And there's the crack in the fretboard. I guess we'll tackle that next. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 frets. Up to this first dot. I didn't think it was that bad. Can't see that with my eyes, but I could see it in the camera just now. So let's mix up some, I gotta find some ebony dust. Get your straws ready. Alright, I got a real stiff bristle brush. Is that what it's called? I always forget, man. Very stiff bristle brush. And I'm brushing along that crack. Just try to knock anything out of there if we can. I really don't see anything. Well, this crack does look more open now. Bigger. Maybe there was something in it. Maybe I did knock something out that I can't see. And I'm going to take a much softer bristle brush now and see how this goes, if I can get some of it to stick to that. Oh yeah, it's sticking to it. And just brush it right down into the crack, man, if at all possible. Ebony dust. See if I can get some of that up here. Yeah, it's going right down in the crack. Good. This is good. Just kind of daub it down in there. Try to get as much to go down inside the cracks as I can get. And I've got to go prepare a CA bottle with a tiny little nozzle on it. And just drop a drop of glue on each one of those open places. It's not cracked back here beyond the last fret. It is before it. I can't believe that much dust went down into that crack. Wow, man, really? I guess so. Did have a lot more dust out there than that. And we just want a very small, minute couple of drops along the crack. Here we go. Take a wet rag and just gently come across that. It'll save me some sanding. So. So that will save me a little bit of sanding by doing that. I gotta let that set up, and like Jerry Rosa was talking on the last part he's working on, when you want CA glue to set up without using an accelerator on it, it never will. But that's all we can do is wait for it to set up. I'll get some sandpaper and I'll bring you back in just a momento. Wife came in here. We got started talking. I almost forgot to turn the camera on again. I got some 1200 grit paper here, and I'm using an eraser to get up close to that fret as I can get. I might have to get something a little sharper than that eraser to get up closer to the fret. I'll tell you something else too. I noticed it looks like, maybe I'm wrong, I'll get the camera and show you here in a minute, but it sure does look like that this fretboard is dyed black. And if that's the case, man, I got to really be careful about how deep I sand here. I don't want to sand that black away if that's dye, and that'd be pretty bad. Alright, turn the eraser on its side here again. Hit this one a lick. And I'm just hitting this very lightly too. Like I say, I don't want to, if that is dye on there and some other kind of wood underneath, I do not want to burn through the dye. That'd look bad. The guitar and me. Like I say, it just very light sanding is all that's required though, so it should be okay. 1500 grit paper, it's going to take it a little bit, you know, too, to bite in. I'm going to have to get something with a sharper edge, I think, to get up to those frets. Well, that worked. Worked on that one. I don't know how well you all's being able to see this, but I'll get you a shot here shortly. Just hang tight, baby. Yeah, that's working out okay. Alright, now we got 2000. I'm just going to hit those very, very gently. Very lightly and very much gently. Make them look like the rest of the fretboard. Yeah, I know you're supposed to sand with the grain, but you know, what are you going to do? Working in between frets like this, man. But I want to sand across the grain mainly, so it'll get down in there and help hide that crack. That's perfect, man. Looks good. Ta-da! Yeah, like I say, you can still see it, but it's way less evident than it was. As you can see there. There, I think you can see it a little bit. I only came up to this block right here. I need to clean the rest of the fretboard. But yeah, here's what I was talking about. See that? That looks like it's dyed, man, and there's some other kind of wood under that fretboard. So I want to be real careful about sanding. You can see right across here what I'm talking about. It looks like it's been masked off and dyed. I don't know what's up with that. But there you go. Clean the rest of the fretboard. Once that gets linseed oil on it, you know, and it gets down in there and seals that good, man, you'll never have any more trouble with that. I can just about guarantee it. Tell you something I noticed here. Check this out. Look at this bubble. There's one here. Little tiny one starting to form on the second string. Pretty good one there on the third. See it? And some around the fifth. That's probably, I didn't tighten these here. I did tighten the the screw buttons, the button screws, whatever they're called. But I didn't tighten these here. I never even checked them, and I just now noticed that right now. Someone probably has checked those. That'll happen, folks, if you over tighten these nuts. You be very careful. That's exactly what happens. Maybe that's what happened on my old Blue Ridge guitar, and someone tried to dress it up with epoxy. I don't know. It's a horrid looking mess. But I just noticed that a few minutes ago. This sixth one is the worst. See what I mean? You can't even feel it. I can sure see it. You might take that key off, punch a tiny needle hole in there and try to get thin CA glue to run in it, and then mash that down. I've been successful like that before. And sometimes it makes it worse. So, you know, what are you going to do? Didn't even notice that till right now. Hold on. I left these old strings in there, by the way. I'm just going to leave them on. And, because this guitar's got a funky setup. I don't know why anyone would do the frets. Well, I don't even know if the guy that did the frets did the setup or not. But it's got a funky setup. You saw, well, I wrote it down here, 16 thousandths nut action. That's okay. The action, string action was 7/64 low E 12th fret and 6/64 high E 12th fret. Now we know we can get that a lot better than that. And the neck relief was 0, man. In fact, that neck might very well have some backbone. It probably does now with the strings off. Boy, it does. I can just roll that straight edge right over it. But with the string under string tension, it had 0 neck relief. None, maybe even in the minus numbers. So I'm going to leave these old strings on there, string it back up, and start the setup with these. Check everything again, try to get 12 thousandths neck relief. Maybe 10 if he finger picks. Oh wow, supper coming back up. Nut relief's okay, shouldn't have to mess with that. But I do want to adjust the truss rod and get 12 thousandths neck relief here. And then once we have that, we can start figuring out what we need to take off the saddle back here. Ooh, that saddle is tight, man, in there too. And we'll figure out how much we need to remove from the saddle to get the action down. I think he said he wanted 5/64 low E and 4/64 high E 12th fret. I think that's what he said. I'll have to read through our emails and see. But anyways, there you go. That's a look inside and out of the Taylor 714 CE guitar. Look how much better that looks. It's not completely solidified yet, but when it does get solidified, it'll look even nicer than that. Check that out, man. That's going to protect that board for at least a year. 6 months, 8 months to 1 year. Oh yeah, down here where the crack was. See, that's going to also protect that. If he keeps it humidified and you know, maintains the humidity, there's what I was talking about again with that funky. I don't know if they stained it or what they did. Anyways, if he keeps it humidified, I don't think he's ever going to have a problem with that ever again. Wow, just gorgeous, man. If it's not ebony, it sure looks like it. Right now, you don't have to worry about anything getting in those open grains. So I can run along the light here. Yeah, you can really see them. When that solidifies, it'll be just like finish over them, man. And it'll hold in the wood's natural oil and keep all of the crap out of the wood. Hold on. That's really solidifying and looking way better. I should have waited and showed you guys. It's looking even better by the minute, man. I can just see it drying up. And I don't think he'll ever have a problem with that again. Like I say, if he keeps the guitar humidified up to par, 45 to 55%, I don't think it'll ever be a problem. Someone asked me the other day about adjusting their truss rod, and I want to make mention. You guys, especially you newer subscribers, you might want to go back and search the channel for whatever your needs are. Because I got videos on everything, man. And I would urge you to check those old videos out. Another guy asked me about taking the bridge off of his acoustic guitar. I said, man, I got tons of videos on that. All kinds of information about it and different ways to do it, things you got to do. So I would urge you to search the channel. Go to the channel, click that little search icon, and that just searches my channel and not all of YouTube. And you can find my videos, of quicker that way, and there's a ton of them there, and more every 2 days or so. So that's going to do it for this video. Next one we'll string it up. It'll be ready, I think, and use these old strings to get in the ballpark, and I'll put new ones at the same gauge on it, and we'll start the setup. We'll already have our close to 12 thousandths neck relief, and we'll work on getting the string action down, and then we'll listen to it and see what it really sounds like. So cheers guys, thank you for hanging around, spending a little time with me. I enjoyed it, I hope you did, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers.